Once upon a time, a young man named Ethan lived in a small village nestled among rolling hills. Ethan was a gentle soul with a heart full of kindness, but he often felt lost and unsure of his place in the world. He longed to find his true worth, to understand why he was here and what he was meant to do. Ethan's days were filled with simple tasks. He would tend to his father's sheep, help his mother in the fields, and play with the other children in the village. Although he enjoyed his life, some doubts remained within him. He felt as if there was something more to his existence, something beyond the daily grind. One day, a wise old woman named Anya visited the village. She was known for her wisdom and her ability to see into people's hearts. Ethan was drawn to her, hoping that she could provide the answers he sought. "What is it that you desire most, Ethan?" Anya asked him gently. "I want to know my true worth," Ethan replied, his voice filled with hope. Anya smiled. "Your worth, Ethan, is not something you can find outside of yourself. It is something that lies deep within your heart." Ethan was puzzled. "But how do I find it?" he asked. Anya suggested that Ethan embark on a journey to discover himself. She gave him a small wooden box and told him that it would guide him on his way. With the wooden box in hand, Ethan set off on his journey. He traveled through forests, crossed rivers, and climbed mountains. Along the way, he met many different people, each with their own unique story to tell. He met a wise old hermit who taught him the importance of meditation and reflection. He met a traveling musician who filled his heart with the beauty of music. He met a brave warrior who showed him the courage to face his fears. Through each encounter, Ethan learned something new about himself. He discovered that he had a talent for storytelling, a passion for helping others, and a deep connection to nature. One evening, as Ethan sat by a campfire, he opened the wooden box that Anya had given him. Inside, he found a small, handwritten note. It read, "Your worth is not measured by what you do, but by who you are. You are loved, valued, and important." Tears welled up in Ethan's eyes as he read the note. He finally understood that he did not need to find his true worth outside of himself. It was something he had carried within him all along. With a renewed sense of purpose, Ethan returned to his village. He shared his experiences with the villagers, inspiring them to discover their true worth. Ethan became a respected member of the community, known for his kindness, wisdom, and unwavering belief in the potential of every individual. The moral of the story, "Discover your true worth," is that your true value lies within yourself. External factors like accomplishments, possessions, or social status do not measure it. Instead, it's found through self-discovery, personal growth, and understanding your unique qualities and purpose. The journey to finding oneself can be challenging, but it's ultimately rewarding as it leads to a deeper sense of fulfillment and self-acceptance. Once upon a time, there was a young boy named Sam. Sam loved to plant things. He had a small garden in his backyard. He planted all kinds of seeds, flowers, vegetables, and even a little tree. Sam was very excited to watch his garden grow. Every day, he would water his plants and talk to them kindly. He hoped they would grow big and strong, but days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months, and still, nothing happened. Sam started to feel sad. He thought maybe he was not a good gardener. Maybe the seeds were bad. He almost gave up. But then, one morning, Sam saw a tiny green shoot poking out of the ground. It was his little tree. Sam was so happy. He took good care of the little tree. He watered it, talked to it, and watched it grow taller and stronger. It took a long time, but finally the tree had big green leaves and strong roots. Sam learned a big lesson. He learned that good things take time. He learned to be patient. He also learned that with care and love, even small things can grow into something beautiful. The moral of the story is that good things take time. Be patient and keep trying. With care and patience, you can achieve great things. Once in a peaceful village lived a wise old man named Sam. Sam was known for his calmness. No matter what happened, he never reacted quickly. One day, a young man named Tom came to the village. Tom was quick-tempered and always ready to argue. He heard about Sam and decided to test him. Tom walked up to Sam while he was sitting under a big tree. "Old man," Tom shouted, "you are nothing but a fool." Sam looked at Tom, smiled softly, and said nothing. Tom felt puzzled but continued, "You are the laziest person I have ever seen." Sam still smiled and remained silent. Tom got even angry. "Aren't you going to say anything? Defend yourself, old man." Sam calmly replied, "If someone gives you a gift and you do not accept it, who does it belong to?" Tom thought for a moment and answered, "The person who tried to give it, of course." Sam nodded. "Exactly. I do not accept your anger, so this behavior belongs to you." Tom was stunned. He realized that Sam's calmness was his strength. Feeling embarrassed, Tom apologized. "I'm sorry, Sam. I was wrong to try to provoke you." Sam smiled warmly. "It's okay, Tom. Remember, not reacting in anger keeps your peace and shows your true strength." From that day on, Tom tried to be more like Sam. He learned that staying calm and not reacting to anger made life more peaceful and happy. And so, the village remained peaceful, all because one wise man chose not to react. Staying calm and not reacting in anger preserves your inner peace and demonstrates your true strength. If you were in Sam's place, how would you have reacted to Tom's anger? Would you stay calm or react differently? Share your thoughts in the comments section. In a small village, there lived a young boy named James. James was known for his cheerful smile and helpful nature. Every day, he would find small ways to help others, whether carrying groceries for an elderly neighbor or sharing his lunch with a classmate who had forgotten theirs. One sunny morning, while walking to school, Sam noticed an old man struggling to fix his broken cart. The man looked tired and frustrated. Without thinking twice, Sam ran over and offered to help. Together, they managed to fix the cart, and the old man was able to continue his journey to the market. The old man, whose name was Mr. Thompson, was deeply touched by James's kindness. He thanked James and promised that he would never forget his helpfulness. James smiled and went on his way, not thinking much about it. Days turned into weeks, and life in the village went on as usual. One day, a terrible storm hit the village. The rain was relentless, and the river near the village began to rise dangerously. The villagers were scared and didn't know what to do. To everyone's surprise, a group of people from the neighboring village arrived with boats and supplies. They helped the villagers move to safer ground and provided food and blankets. Leading the group was Mr. Thompson, the old man James had helped weeks ago. Mr. Thompson explained that he remembered James's kindness and wanted to repay it by helping the entire village in their time of need. The villagers were amazed and grateful. James's simple act of kindness made a difference to Mr. Thompson and saved the whole village. As the storm passed and the villagers returned to their homes, they realized the true power of kindness. They saw how one small act could create a ripple effect, bringing people together and making the world a better place. A small act of kindness can have a big impact. It can spread and grow, helping many people and creating a stronger, more caring community. Always be kind, for you never know how far your kindness will travel. Asif was a bright, curious boy with a heart full of innocence. He lived in a bustling city, but his world revolved around his small, loving family and his college. Asif was known for his friendly smile and his cheerful nature, but, more importantly, he was known for his unwavering honesty. While walking in the park one sunny afternoon, Asif found a brown wallet on the track. Curiosity sparked within him, and he carefully opened it. To his surprise, the wallet was stuffed with crisp banknotes and a few coins. His heart pounded with excitement. But then, a voice inside him whispered, "This doesn't belong to you." Asif closed the wallet and looked around, hoping to find the owner. There was no one. A dilemma tugged at his conscience. Should he keep the money or return it? He remembered his mother's words. Honesty is the best policy. Asif always do the right thing, no matter how difficult it may seem. With a deep breath, Asif decided to return the wallet. He took it home and explained the situation to his mother. She was proud of her son's honesty and encouraged him to take the wallet to the nearest police station. At the police station, Asif handed over the wallet to the officer. The officer was impressed by Asif's honesty and commended him for his good deed. It turned out that the wallet belonged to an elderly gentleman who had lost it while shopping. When the gentleman arrived to claim his wallet, he was overjoyed to find it. He thanked Asif profusely and offered him a reward, but Asif politely declined, saying that doing the right thing was reward enough. News of Asif's honesty spread throughout the neighborhood. People praised him for his character and integrity. Asif's heart swelled with pride. He realized that being honest, even when it was difficult, brought him immense happiness and satisfaction. From that day forward, Asif's reputation as an honest boy grew stronger, and he became a role model for his friends and classmates. Asif learned a valuable lesson that day. Honesty, like a seed, grows into a beautiful tree of trust and respect. It might not always be easy to be truthful, but the rewards are far greater than any temporary gain. And so, Asif continued to live his life with honesty as his guiding star, knowing that it was the best policy after all. Once upon a time, in a small town, there lived a young boy named Jack. Jack was a very happy boy, but one day, something unexpected happened that made him sad. It all started when Jack's best friend Emil moved away to a different town. Jack was heartbroken because Emil had always been by his side, and now he was gone. He felt lonely and sad every day. One day, Jack's teacher, Mrs. Smith, noticed his sad face and asked him what was wrong. Jack shared his feelings with her and told her about Emil moving away. Mrs. Smith listened to Jack carefully and then gave him some advice. Mrs. Smith said, "Jack, remember that sadness is a normal emotion that everyone experiences. It's okay to feel sad sometimes, but it's important to find a way to cope. Here are a few things you can do when you're sad. Take care of yourself and engage in activities that bring you joy. Whether it's reading a good book, taking a walk in nature, or painting, these activities can help you relax and distract you from your feelings. Surround yourself with positive people who can support and uplift you. They can provide comfort and remind you that you are not alone in your sadness. Find a healthy way to express your feelings, such as talking to a trusted adult, writing in a journal, or expressing them through art. It's important to let your feelings out rather than bottling them up. Focus on the present moment. Instead of dwelling on the past or worrying about the future, try to focus on the present moment. Take notice of the things around you and appreciate the beauty of life. Practice gratitude. Take a few moments every day to reflect on the things you're grateful for. It can be something as simple as appreciating a warm cup of coffee or having a warm meal. Jack listened to Mrs. Smith's advice and decided to give it a try. He started taking care of himself, spending time with positive people, practicing self-care, expressing his feelings, focusing on the present moment, and practicing gratitude. Over time, Jack's sadness began to lift. He learned to cope with his feelings and realized that sadness was a normal part of life. He also discovered new friendships and hobbies that brought him joy. In the end, Jack realized that sadness was a temporary emotion that he could manage with a few simple steps. By following Mrs. Smith's advice, he was able to navigate through his sadness and find happiness again. And so, the moral of the story is this. When faced with sadness, it's important to take care of yourself. Surround yourself with positive people. Practice self-care. Express your feelings. Focus on the present moment, and practice gratitude. By doing so, you can find happiness and overcome any challenges life throws your way. If you're feeling sad, follow above steps. I hope after following above steps, you can overcome your sadness. Maya stared at her computer screen, frustration crinkling her nose. Her writing project, due tomorrow, seemed like a giant jumbled mess. Every sentence felt wrong, and no new ideas came to mind. "Ugh, I'm stuck," she groaned. Just then, her grandma peeked into her room. "What's the trouble, Maya?" she asked gently. Maya explained her dilemma. Grandma smiled and said, "Sometimes the mind gets tired, just like your body. Let's take a break." They went for a walk in the park. Maya watched squirrels chase each other, listened to birds sing, and felt the warm sun on her face. Back home, she felt refreshed. Looking at her project again, Maya noticed a pattern. All her sentences started the same way. With a giggle, she began rewriting, using different words and exploring new ideas. Slowly, her project began to flow. By evening, Maya had a complete draft, much better than the first one. "Thanks, Grandma," she said, hugging her. "Remember, Maya," Grandma replied, "a break isn't giving up, it's giving your mind a chance to recharge. Sometimes,
The answer you seek comes when you least expect it. So the moral of the story is, when you're stuck on a problem, take a break. It can help you refresh your mind and come back with a new perspective.
Amelia lived in a sunny village. She made beautiful baskets, strong and useful. But Amelia wasn't happy. Across the street lived Luna, a rich girl. Her house glittered, her clothes were fancy, and her food smelled amazing. "Look at Luna," Amelia would say. "She has everything. I just weave baskets." One day, a kind old lady named Nana saw Amelia frown. "Why the sad face, dear?" Nana asked. Amelia told Nana how she wished she had all the things Luna did. Nana smiled. "Happiness doesn't come from stuff," she said. "Look at your hands, Amelia. They make beautiful things that make people happy. That's something even Luna can't buy." Amelia stopped and thought, Nana was right. Weaving baskets wasn't just a job, it was her talent. Her baskets carried food, flowers, and smiles. The next day, Amelia made a special basket for Luna. It was colorful and strong, made with love. Luna was surprised and loved the gift. From then on, Amelia stopped comparing herself. She focused on her baskets, making each one better than the last. She was happy because her skills brought joy to others. So, the story lesson is, don't waste time wishing for what someone else has. Focus on your skills and the good things you can create. True happiness comes from being the best version of yourself. Once upon a time, a king named William lived in a kingdom bathed in golden sunlight. He had a very special ring that he loved more than anything else in the world. It was a gift from his father, and it had a beautiful ruby in the center. Most importantly, this ring was a royal ring, and precious due to the presence of a map of the palace treasure. One day, while the king was playing with his children in the garden, the ring slipped off his finger. The king searched and searched, but he couldn't find it anywhere. He was very sad because the ring was a reminder of his father. The king called his wisest advisor, Hakim, to help him find the ring. Hakim thought for a long time and then said, "Let's make a plan. We will offer a reward to anyone who finds the ring. Maybe someone saw it fall." The king agreed, and he announced the reward throughout the kingdom. People from all over came to search for the ring. They looked in the garden, the palace, and even the nearby forest. Days turned into weeks, and the king was starting to lose hope. Then, a strange rumor began to spread. People whispered of a mysterious figure seen lurking in the palace gardens, a figure shrouded in shadow. Some claimed to have heard a faint clinking sound coming from the garden. The king's heart pounded with fear. Could the ring have fallen into the hands of a thief? He ordered a thorough search of the palace, but nothing was found. As days turned into weeks, the king's hope dwindled. Just when he was about to give up, a young shepherd named Harry arrived at the palace. He was a simple boy, his days spent tending to his flock in the fields. As he wandered through the palace gardens, his eyes caught a glint of light. He knelt down and picked up the ring. Recognizing it as the king's lost treasure, Harry's heart swelled with a sense of responsibility. He knew that returning the ring was more than just a duty. It was an opportunity to do something truly noble. With trembling hands, Harry presented the ring to the king. The king's face lit up with joy as he recognized his father's gift. Tears welled up in his eyes as he embraced Harry, expressing his gratitude. The king rewarded Harry generously, but the true reward was the bond that formed between them. Harry's selfless act had touched the king's heart, and he saw in the young shepherd a reflection of his own father's kindness. The king decided to give a big reward to Harry, so the king agreed that now Harry would be the treasurer of the palace treasure. From that day forward, Harry was known throughout the kingdom as the boy who returned the king's lost ring. But more importantly, he was remembered as a symbol of great gratitude. Moral of the story: gratitude is the sunshine of the soul. Once upon a time, in a big land, there lived a young boy named Ravi. He was very poor. His family had very little food to eat, and their clothes were old and torn. But Ravi was not sad. He was a kind and clever boy. He loved learning new things and helping others. One day, the king of the land got very sick. He had no children, so he said, "I will give my kingdom to the wisest person in the land." Many people wanted to be king. They were rich and clever, but they were also greedy and unkind. Ravi heard about the king's promise. He knew he was not rich or powerful, but he thought he was wise. He went to the king's palace. The other people laughed at him, but Ravi did not care. The king asked everyone a question. What is the most important thing in the world? The rich people said, gold and jewels are the most important. But Ravi said, a good heart is the most important thing. A kind heart is more precious than all the gold in the world. The king was very surprised. He thought for a long time. Then he said, Ravi, you are the wisest person in the land. You will be the new king. Everyone was amazed. The poor boy had become king. Ravi ruled the kingdom with kindness and wisdom. He helped the poor people and made sure everyone was happy. The story moral is, a good heart is the greatest treasure. Even if you are poor, you can be rich in kindness.